Everyone who owns XRP Ripple is celebrating. The SEC lawsuit has officially been won by XRP. After many, many years of waiting, the time has finally arrived for us. All the meantime, XRP has been steadily increasing its strength. Although the growth has already started, you have no idea where we're going next. The price of the XRP Ripple coin may surpass $1,000 according to experts. Quite awesome, isn't it? This may be the most significant XRP video ever made. Don't let it pass you by. Let's get started. Disclaimer. Finally, the protracted and acrimonious court battle between the SEC and Ripple has ended. It is finally officially finished after nearly 4 years of courtroom battles, appeals, delays, and innumerable headlines. The case started in December 2020. Ripple vs. SEC is officially done, according to Ripple Van Winkle's post, which swiftly went viral on cryptocurrency Twitter. This is more than simply a Ripple victory. For the entire digital asset sector, this is a pivotal moment. King XRP revealed that the United States has accepted a settlement between Ripple and the SEC, bringing closure to a lawsuit that many saw as an existential danger to XRP. The agreement stipulates that Ripple will pay $50 million in penalties, which is a significant amount compared to the $125 million charge that was initially issued last year. More significantly, the dispute is now permanently closed as Ripple and the SEC have decided to withdraw their individual appeals. With the clearing of the regulatory haze that once surrounded XRP, a project that resisted giving up feels validated. However, XRP's price surge has paused in spite of the positive news. After the initial euphoria, traders probably locked in profits as the market cooled off from what started as a rapid upward surge on the strength of the settlement. This is the typical pattern of markets reacting to breaking news, not a sign of a lack of faith in the token. The true worth of this moment for long-term investors of XRP lies not only in the price, it's in the following. Without the ongoing legal burden, Ripple can now concentrate entirely on growing its global payments network. At a time when the SEC itself seems to be changing, this historic agreement was reached. Paul Atkins, the recently appointed chair of the SEC, admitted at the Crypto Task Force Roundtable on Monday that the agency has lagged behind the rate of innovation. He confirmed what many in the sector have been arguing for years. U.S. regulators need to reconsider how they handle digital assets. In line with President Donald Trump's increasing interest in the digital economy, Atkins highlighted the necessity of regulatory reform to help establish the U.S. as the crypto capital of the world. Atkins was forthright in his criticism of the SEC's prior practices, claiming that policymaking silos had hampered the agency and that a new strategy would be used going ahead. He stated that ad hoc enforcement measures will no longer lead to policymaking, indicating a significant shift from the previous aggressive litigation-heavy approach. According to his plan, the SEC would collaborate with the sector to develop lucid and reasonable rules for the distribution and classification of cryptocurrency assets, particularly those covered by securities law or investment contracts. The timing of this change in tone from the SEC's top leadership couldn't have been more ideal. Although Ripple's settlement marks the end of one story, it also marks the start of another, one in which cryptocurrency startups might no longer have to fight tooth and nail for equitable treatment. It establishes a strong precedent. Crypto companies can not only withstand regulatory pressure, but also triumph over it. Despite its rocky past, XRP is now a representation of tenacity. And now that the dispute is finally over, Ripple can focus on its original goal of creating a financial system that is faster, less expensive, and more open without any restrictions. However, that is only the start of the tale. What will happen to XRP now that the legal cloud has cleared up? Could a significant bull run be sparked by this? We'll talk about XRP's practical applications and long-term prospects shortly. But first, let's examine what leading cryptocurrency experts think will happen now that Ripple is free. Some of these forecasts will blow your mind, I promise. The most crazy XRP buy signal is flashing, as trader Steph recently posted, yet no one seems to notice. The storm is calm. XRP may be getting ready for one of the most underappreciated rallies in cryptocurrency history, but the majority of the crypto community is preoccupied with hype tokens and meme coins. It's more than simply price speculation either. This time, the macro narrative and even the momentum in the fundamentals are beginning to line up. When Amonix tweeted, "XRP will be the most hated rally ever," he correctly encapsulated the atmosphere. The reason for this is that XRP has consistently been the outsider. People love to mistrust assets until they are proven incorrect. Furthermore, the tide might finally be turning if the present shift in sentiment is any guide. Nor did the XRP guy hold back. The rise of XRP has started. Moon boys are at their best. Love it or hate it. The believers are prepared, and XRP is on the move. Edo Farina's audacious assertion on the spectacular ascent of XRP millionaires boosted the enthusiasm. Honor the king. Even though this may all sound like hype, there is some truth to some of the numbers being floated. Jack the Rippler pointed out that because of its comparatively low liquidity, analysts now predict that XRP may rise to $40 to $50 in the near future. This implies that the market could be moved without spending hundreds of billions. A significant chain reaction could be triggered by a few $1 billion in financial influx. Then followed the tweet that spread like wildfire throughout the XRP community. Barry, a prominent ex-trader, asserted that once XRP rises above $10, $20, $100, and even $1,000, a gradual onset of FOMO will occur. These milestones may come sooner than most people think, which would arouse both enthusiasm and skepticism, Barry said. The size of the market capitalization needed to support a 1,000 XRP was immediately brought up by critics. But Barry's optimism wasn't unique. Known for his technical analysis, analyst Javan Marks believes that given the state of the market, XRP may reach $15 to $18. He also used past logarithmic growth models to suggest a potential breakout much beyond that. Although she presented a more conditional perspective, Moon Shilla, another well-known voice in the field, supported this narrative. Since the two assets frequently follow the same macroeconomic trends, he thinks that in order for XRP to hit $100, Bitcoin must also rise. Not only is XRP on the rise, but the entire cryptocurrency market is as well. Going one step further, crypto-charged COO Matthew Brennan predicted that XRP would rise to between $100 and $1,000 over the course of the next 10 years. His logic? XRP's contribution to the transformation of cross-border payments and international remittances. It is scalable, affordable, and quick. Attributes that gain value as the conventional financial system finds it unable to adapt to the digital era. However, not everyone agrees with the lunar math. Realists contend that the lack of a token burn mechanism and the size of XRP's total supply may restrict price growth. With a market value of tens of trillions, a 1,000 XRP would outperform the majority of national economies. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency market has before defied reason. The community is waking up from a protracted sleep as Ripple emerges from its regulatory battle. The price may pause. The fear of missing out can fluctuate. However, the topic of discussion has shifted. XRP is more than just the token that made it through the SEC. It is once again being discussed as a strong candidate for the next significant breakthrough in cryptocurrency.